You have to get up. Hopefully you brushed your teeth this morning. Hopefully you put on some deodorant, okay? But there are some things that we have to do that are earthly things. But there are also things that we can look at that says, hey, I'm not just driving to work. I'm not just going to Northrop or Lockheed or going to my place of employment just to get a paycheck. I want to do things from an eternal perspective. I want to seek things that are above. Now, C.S. Lewis said about this that if we read history, we will find that there are Christians that did the most for this present world were ones who precisely were thinking about the next. They were looking and thinking about the next world, not just this one. In fact, Randy Alcorn said, we are citizens of a better country, a heavenly one. And we are to live in light of that reality now. Like this is the here and now that we're supposed to be looking at. And a lot of people, they live their lives in fear of what might happen in this life, but ignoring in what might happen in the next. Can I encourage you? Don't be afraid of failing in this life. Be more fearful in succeeding in what doesn't really matter for eternity. A lot of people, they climb the whole ladder of success only to realize at the end of their life it was leaning along the wrong building. A lot of people build their life for a sense of significance or prominence. They build their life on meaningful things in this earth, but not significant things when it comes to eternity. And so I want to give you two truths regarding building for eternity. And I believe these will be practical for every single person in this room. Number one, I want you to see that sacrificial sowing brings eternal rewards. That when we are sowing sacrificially with a heart of leaning into being a laborer together with God, God can bring increase that we can't bring in and of our own selves. Now, there was this interesting moment where they were splitting themselves into two groups. Have you ever noticed that our society likes to split into groups? Have you ever noticed that, okay? So the church at Corinth was split into two groups. There was a group that really liked the preaching of Apollos. And Apollos was if history tells us correctly, he was a great orator. I mean, he was smooth with his words and he was enjoyable to listen to. And he was like one of those preachers you just listen to and say, wow. And Paul was very blunt. Paul was an incredible preacher, but he was just right to the point. He was tough to listen to. And so Paul says to the church of Corinth, I have planted, he literally planted this church. Apollos watered, meaning Apollos kept the growth happening in the church, but God gave the increase. Neither is he that planteth anything, neither is he that watereth, but God giveth the increase. The word planting here is in hopes for growth, and we all plant things every single day. You plant your time hoping that it's not a waste of time. You plant energy. You plant words of encouragement in your spouse, hoping that it will grow the relationship. You plant prayers, hoping that they will be answered. All of us plant something, and if we're not careful, a lot of times we plant with the expectation of immediate growth.